Hi, it's Alexis Hasselberger, time management and productivity coach. Today, I want to talk to you about what work is actually worth your time. You have limited time. We're talking about prioritization here. And often when we talk about prioritization, we're saying, what should we do first? What should we do next? Or we're thinking, high, low. I want to share with you a couple of frameworks that can help you determine what is worth doing at all. Because you know what? We're not going to do it all. You're not, I'm not, none of us are. And so we have to make prioritization decisions. And one of those is around what things we should be doing at all. And so I want to share a couple of frameworks that definitely help me and that I hope will help you as well. So here is the first one. It is called the Impact Difficulty Matrix. And if you have seen the Eisenhower box before, this is something similar. It's the urgent important matrix. And it's similar, but it's different. And so let's talk about it. We have on the vertical, we have impact. So how impactful is something to your life, to your role, to your work, to your family, to your job? And then on the bottom, we have difficulty. And that's how complex is this thing? Is it going to take a lot of time, effort, resources, money? How difficult is it going to be to make this thing happen? So let's talk about the top right corner. Over there, it says probably. These are things that are high impact, but also really high difficulty. And so that's probably because it's not always going to make sense, right? Sometimes we have a project or something that we're trying to do, and it is in fact going to be much more difficult for us to do that than actually makes sense. Like we just don't have the resources. Maybe we need an extra 10 engineers on our team to do it. And so we're not going to do it. But usually these things are things you're probably going to do. They're long-term projects, going to schedule them out over time. Now, if you drop down one box to where it says no in the red box, you have things that are not very high impact, but are really high difficulty. So these are things that are not going to move the needle very much, but they're going to take a lot of your time and effort and resources. And so these are things where this is just rarely worth the time, and you should consider dropping these things off of your list. Now, you can't always decide in a vacuum, but this is a helpful framework to talk to other people about, especially if you're working on teams. Now, let's drop over into the yellow box where it says maybe. These are things that are, low impact, but also pretty easy to get done. So these are your maybes, your nice to haves. You're going to get this stuff done when your high impact stuff is done. And then finally, up here in the top left, we have, yes, the dark green box. And these are things that are very high impact. And also, they are very low difficulty. So these are things that are going to be really impactful, going to move the needle a lot, but they're not going to take very much time, effort, complexity, etc. And so these are things we definitely want to do. Now, I always think about templates in this realm because these are things that it doesn't take a lot of effort to create a template, a packing list, an email no template, all sorts of things. But the impact that you get from that is huge because now you've done something once and you don't have to do it over and over and over again. All right, so now I want to share one other kind of framework that falls into the same category of helping us to figure out what are the things that we should do it all, right? How likely is it that things are going to work out? How impactful they're going to be? And so this is called the ICE framework, and it stands for impact, confidence, and ease. So in this framework, if you're maybe you have a lot of exciting projects that you would love to be working on, but again, you can't do it all. So how do we figure out what is the project that's going to be the highest impact and also has a high likelihood of success? And so this is where you can take your projects and you can assign each one 3 scores. First one will be impact. How impactful is this going to be? Just, gut feeling it on a scale of 1 to 5. The next thing is confidence. How certain are you that you can actually pull this off, right? And again, there's no science to this. It's really how you're feeling about it, right? You're going to use whatever data that you have available, of course, but I can't tell you like what's a 5 and what's a 4. So how confident are you that you can pull it off? And then the third thing is ease. How easy is it going to be for you to implement this? So you might have very high confidence, but it's going to be still really difficult, or you could have very high confidence and it's going to be pretty easy, and those are different. Now, the nice thing here is that once you have assigned your projects these scores, then you can just sum up these 3 scores, and this is going to give every project a really nice round number. You can sort by the highest number, and those projects that have higher numbers are the things that are going to have the most impact with a high likelihood of success. The things with really low overall scores, those are going to be things that either aren't very impactful, Or maybe they are impactful, but they're so difficult that they're just not realistic to achieve. And things may change over time, right? So scores are not static. You might score a bunch of your projects right now, and you have certain ones that make definite sense to work on. 6 months from now, it might be different when you're looking at those projects again. You might say something that before seemed really difficult maybe seems easy now because you have gained some additional skills going forward. So I wanted to share these two frameworks with you because I think that it is super helpful when we are trying to determine how we should spend our limited resource of time to figure out which things are worth the time, right? Not everything is worth the time. And these two frameworks can help you prioritize the right projects so that you're working on the right things and that you feel good about how your time is being spent. Now, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and take a moment to do that right now if you've liked this content and would like to receive, future content just like this to help you do more and stress less.
Hey, it's the video editor here. I just want to quickly build on what Alexis said. We actually got 500 subscribers, so I'm happy about that. But we're trying to reach 1K next, and as you can see on the screen, only 12.4% of the people that watch our videos are actually subscribed. So just be a big help if you click that subscribe button.